time to call the Cherokee Suburban Improvement District number 1 meeting to order. It's August 17th at 4 p.m. First thing on the item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. You'd all join us in the stand Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will now observe a moment of silence. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Myers, would you please do a roll call so we can establish a quorum?
Steve Rorix. Present. Michael Myers, present. Brent Hunstead.
Present.
Susan Jett. Present. Tony Stallsmith.
Present. With all 5 commissioners here this afternoon, we've established a quorum. Next item on the agenda is the approval of today's agenda. And I had a couple of items I wanted to add. I don't know if anybody else had anything to add, but under new business, I wanted to have Mr. Works, Commissioner Works, talk about our new office staff and their job and what they're doing. And I also wanted to talk about the status of the 2024 amended transparency report. And then I was going to give a brief statement and update on the bylaws situation. And then I was going to talk about our budget and see if we've received the bill relating to our legal matters. So I had those 4 things I wanted to add to the agenda. Commissioner Works, you mentioned you might want to add a couple of things.
I can just add those if you need another comments. I just need comments, not necessarily something we discuss or vote on or anything, just some comments.
Okay, super. Commissioner Stallsmith, Commissioner Jett, anything you need to add? Yeah, we've got that covered there too. Okay, so we need a motion to accept the amendments.
I'll make a motion that we accept the agenda with the changes.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Seconded by Commissioner Myers. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Same sign for those opposed. The motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Okay, let's see. The next item is the approval of previous meeting minutes of 2026, June 26th. We had a special meeting, and on 2026, July 20th, we had a regular meeting, and hopefully everybody's had a chance to review those and approve them. Does anybody have any comments or questions about the review of the minutes?
Make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented for the special meeting on June 26th.
Motion's been presented by Commissioner Jett to approve the meeting minutes for the June 26th special meeting. Anybody want to second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Rorix. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Do we have minutes from the last special meeting?
Do what?
Do we have minutes from the last special meeting?
Minutes from the last special meeting.
Minutes from the last special meeting.
From just the other day, no. We had July 20th, we were June 26th.
Okay, thank you. next item, and that are committee reports. And the first committee report is the golf committee. Commissioner Smith?
And my meeting chair is not here, so Mr. Munch is not here today. But he did send me the minutes, and we had a food truck on the North Course back on August 8th. It was very successful. He actually ran out of hot dogs. He's been booked for a while, so we're trying to run some future times with some other food trucks on the weekends. Seems to be very popular. And to get some signs out, like on the 8th or the 17th hole, so that they can call it in advance for a little bit quicker turnaround. We had some issues that I've got some talking with Jeff Klein about some driving range bids, a whole more sand because we ran out the other day. We ran out of sand at the driving range last Monday morning. We are going to put at least 3 benches possibly that are movable at the south course, maybe one here to the north. I know we're going to do one at the practice green and the one at the driving range at the south course, possibly one here at the green. They're going to be sponsored by FNBC, and they're going to be movable, and they'll have they're for any golfers that are, whether they're practicing driving or putting, that would have a place to sit if they need to rest. And this comes at no cost to SID. This is all donated by FNBC. Let's see, the golf league on Thursday night, men's golf league right now, has been successful. We've had anywhere from 34 to 44 participants every Thursday night for a 9-hole golf scramble, 4-man, 3-man, depending on how many are there. That has been successful and has generated some additional play each week. So we'd like to thank Bill, Tammy Davis, Bill Davis is on the committee, and his wife Tammy have really been the ones kind of doing that at Kulik. So they've been, I'd like to say a shout out to them for all that, getting that together. They're going to look to see about setting up a women's league or even a mixed league sometime. So in the future, if anybody's interested in helping out with that, get with these guys so we can possibly get some women playing, some mixed couples playing, things like that. They also have agreed to propose a rate separating the cart rental from the green fees, and that is something that they will come about. Also, they're looking at punch cards.
You want to do what?
Separate the cart rental from the green fees. It's a proposal. Everything would have to come, of course, to the commission. They also are looking at the senior rate and the punch cards and whether or not they still are needed, or if that's something they want to keep around, or if that's something we would like to keep around or not. Also looking at asking for the twilight rates to change as the season gets a little later. That's something else we would have to look at. They also would like to see trail fees being used more for trail repair and improvement. Once again, something they would like to propose. Also add non-annual private car trails, some additional cost to that. Persons walking or riding a private car does not have to pay a cart fee, and to establish a non-property owner annual membership at an increased rate of about $1,200 a person, with 137 trail fee for private car, or $1,600 for a family of 2. These are
So I will fill in for him. However, the meeting was on Wednesday after our special meeting. By the time we got all done with all this, I walked back there and the meeting was pretty much over. So I cannot comment on that. So next month we'll have a double lake committee report. What I can report on the lakes are, and we heard this in talking the other day with Jeff Klein, Lake Navajo and Lake Cherokee are scheduled somewhat soon in the next few weeks, month, for more work on the lily pad issue. When I get a specific date, or when we get a specific date, we'll let you all know. So Lake Navajo and Lake Cherokee are next month, spring. Lake committee meeting next month. I'm sorry. I believe the spring, but I'm not positive. What they did to Lake Cherokee months ago, they're going to repeat and do again because that's going to be an ongoing issue. And they're going to do Navajo the same thing. That's it.
Thank you, Commissioner Myers. Appreciate it. Next is the Budget Committee report. Do we have a Budget Committee report today? Al, we just love to hear from you.
Okay, as far as the budget committee goes, like I said, we met the last Monday or last Wednesday of the month last year, or last month, and all I can do is report June's finances and everything. Right now, we're on target as far as the budget goes. We had forecasted like about a $367,000 profit, and right now through June, we're at $343,000. The only reason we're that close right now is we got more assessment money in June than we ever did in any other June prior years. So I don't know if that's going to detract from November's and December's, and if they're going to allocate it out throughout every month. If that's the case, that's fine, because they're all throughout in the wash the same. But we're pretty much right on target right now, barring no unforeseen. If you look at the budget, or not the budget, the financials on the website, they're a little deceiving and everything. Because for the simple reason they did not show the assessment income or membership
present in a future date. The other thing is we have tabled the family picnic. Thank you for getting the, what park is it? Susan, what park was our family picnic going to be at? Yes, Cedar Valley. Thank you, it's looking great, and we will use that facility in the future. We are also, right now, focusing on the SID-sponsored Black Friday holiday craft fair. So you will see flyers going up around town. Right now, we're looking for vendors. If you know of anyone that does crafts, that wants to sell their homemade jellies and jams, please, again, send them to the SID office or see Susan Jett or myself. We are only charging $10 for a table, and that is the only reservation fee a vendor needs to bring, which is really unheard of in the crafting fair. So, first annual holiday craft fair, there's no fee other than a $10 reservation fee, and that should be good and welcome to the vendors. We also have planning for perhaps an ice plunge, the family picnic, the lake life swim meet, and other fun ideas. We're open. Give us the fun ideas, people. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Thank you for that report, appreciate it.
Yep.
And the next scheduled day for committees is what day? Who has that information on the top of their head? Susan, next day scheduled for committees so they all pay.
Will be September,
9th.
you're right.
September 9th? Okay.
Oh, the Fun Lake Golf Committees will be on September 9th here
Right here at 4 o'clock.
at 4 o'clock.
Okay, so come one, come all, get involved, have some fun.
And we're going to try to turn the air conditioner down this time so we're not so warm, quite so warm.
Okay.
The
The
budget
28th.
committee meets the last hour. The budget committee meets,
Next,
The
last
28th.
Wednesday of the month.
so the next budget committee will be
26.
26, yeah.
The 26th, okay. Great. So if you want to know what's going on, if you want to be involved, you want to help out, we appreciate everybody's input. Come on down. Okay, that does it for all our reports. Did I miss anything? I don't think so. Next item on the agenda is old business. And the first thing on today's list of old business is review and discuss allowing proposed professional services to the OHFC in general and the pickleball instructors specifically. This should apply to golf instructors as well, working on the north and south golf courses. Phyllis did send me Vicki Foster's information. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I got the certificate of liability insurance. I forwarded that email to all of you, so if you haven't seen it, it's in your inbox. So she's got all the insurance that we need, and it is ready to go in that regard. And I believe that was the only stumbling block that we really had a question about. So, commissioners, do we have any more discussion?
I have a couple of questions about it.
Okay.
First thing is last time we talked about it, you said it would be done, we said it would be done during the day, during our open hours. Am I correct here? Okay. Is when they are using the court, will that take away from, and I'm talking to the commission, will that take away from people's time that have paid memberships to play pickleball?
I don't think so. They have scheduled times that there's different people do it at different times.
So someone will have to schedule that around other people's pickleball
Right now,
times.
Phyllis does all. The Omaha Health and Fitness Center is responsible for all their scheduling. Period.
There's a lot of free time.
Yeah, there's a lot. The schedule is posted on the desk as you go in, and the Facebook page, so it's there to follow out.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is there'll be no conflict with the people that want to play and the person that's giving lessons.
Correct.
I could believe so.
Okay, that was just a question. And so
We
we
can only-
cannot give somebody permission to do it or not to do it on something that doesn't belong to us. We just need to keep that in mind. South course, yes.
Okay.
But the same thing, we need everything that we had requested of Ms. Ott and the Health and Fitness Center from the golf instructors. The handshake, not week that's been going on. We're trying to corral that so that we can get legal and get legal. And be fair and be transparent.
I totally agree with Susan, though. There's liability issues, the way it's done in the past, okay, fine, but, no, they've got to be, we have to know about it. They have to show their liability insurance. I'm talking about potentially coming up with a outside private instructor, some kind of a form that we know about. And right now, we just don't know about that. And so, yes, I'd like it to apply to the private golf as well.
So right now,
Instruction.
Phyllis has a real good handle on the scheduling and all the things over at the Omaha Health and Fitness Club. And I am real excited about that. We need to keep our minds open here about who is going to ride shotgun on making sure that the golf instructors have all their ducks in a row here. Do we have any thoughts on who might be taking care of that?
I mean, we get the golf committee to start looking into what golf pros are around and can do it, that are licensed, can do all that. I mean,
I think we just need to filter them through the same process as we are asking Vicki Foster to do when she presented all her information for Phyllis and the commissioners.
And
So
I agree with that also. And we need to make sure that they are certified. As the lady that's coming to do the lessons in pickleball is certified, has a certification, has all that stuff. We need to make sure that we just don't have, Steve Rourke's coming in. I can play golf. I can teach you how to play golf, but I'm not certified.
You don't have insurance.
And I do not, yeah, I do. But I have a big liability policy. Don't think I don't. We just need to make sure that those people, we apply the same rules to those people coming in that we apply to whoever we allow to do that at all.
sounds good. Commissioner Myers, did you have a comment?
No, exactly.
So
Exactly. It just, across the board.
it sounds like Commissioner Stahl-Smith will drop that item in the lap of the golf committee, and they can talk about that, come up with a plan, and present
Come up
it.
with a plan to present to us, not
Right.
just don't
Yeah.
just do it.
no, I
Yeah.
can say that.
Yeah, and
Just like Phyllis.
there just needs to be a process.
Can I just, one more thing?
Go ahead.
Before we carry on and go any farther, and it's on the agenda down here somewhere, I think we might have added it in or we talked about it or whatever. If you would stand up, please. Lauren Montgomery, we just hired her as an office manager. She's been researching a lot of the stuff that we're trying to do, trying to get these past transparency reports done. Jan and her have worked diligently with me to get where we are today with those. So for all of you people who would like to know, that's who this is. She now works as the office manager. She will be in charge of putting together the information for our transparency reports, getting them to the places they need to be, making sure all our reports are filed the way they are supposed to be, plus just general office stuff. We know if you've ever been around that very much, there's a lot of stuff. So, with that said, I saw her kind of do this because she had a question about this, because she's been doing a lot of research on outside people coming in and doing things. So,
So use the microphone so everybody can hear. And you need to hold it close, Mike.
So I've been
Close.
right now.
There you go.
Okay. So I've just been looking into a bunch of things that have come through the office and stuff. The only question I really have is, so as far as financials, will that individual be collecting and keeping their own financials, or everybody else paying for that?
Absolutely. We
Yeah, I would like just to clarify, we're approving that particular person to work in there. Not if we get 14 other ones. They will also have to come by the board each individually, as they will in golf. Will have to come individually to us to seek permission to teach lessons in our facilities. So we're not just throwing a blanket out there for everybody to come in and start teaching. We're voting to approve that person to come in and teach pickleball at our pickleball facility.
Would we be comfortable with having that being part of Lauren's job to go through and make sure all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, so it doesn't have to come before the board? That she can just go ahead and approve it? I think that would fall under her purview unless.
And I like the idea of doing that, and if we come up with a list of approved instructors for a specific topic, but they need to be vetted, just like the city of Cherokee Village vets those, and Lauren can be in charge of vetting those, you'll get them to her, the golf committee will get people to her, so that I just can't walk up to Phyllis and go, I want to teach them to ride a basketball, here's my insurance policy. Right now, until their lease is up, we're going with this.
Okay, so when it comes to, we've had a couple of good comments here about this being specific to Vicki Foster, or if we can have Lauren as office manager go ahead and do the vetting and get all the insurance and all the certifications and doing that, so we don't have to be up into the weeds with that. If we want to approve Vicki Foster and then also tack onto that, whoever comes in the future, be it at the OHFC or the golf course, that they come through the SID office, speak with Lauren, present all the documents we need, and then move forward at that point, so we're not all locked down with that.
I agree with that. That was just a question I had.
Yeah.
We cleared that.
Good question.
We talked, so I'm good with that.
I'm good with that as well.
Angie, would it be all right if I did that and then, okay?
Get with Lauren, yeah,
Yeah.
get with Lauren. You don't need to ask us.
That's what I'm saying, I have to go to her, she would make sure my docs. Yeah, that's what
All documents.
that way.
If Lauren has a question, she could call.
Yeah, okay.
Phyllis, you've been the icebreaker. We've got this, now that we've gotten over this obstacle, through this hurdle, this should pave the way to make it easier in the future. And I'm sure that Lauren will have no difficulty dealing with additional people and additional areas in the SID. So at this point, if there's no further discussion, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve Vicki Foster and any subsequent instructors getting approved by the SID office, by the office manager, however you want to word that.
I think you worded it very well. I so move that.
Second.
If what you said, we do.
Okay, well, I just got lucky there. So we got a motion to have Vicki Foster approved and any subsequent instructors at the OHFC or the golf course be vetted and approved and all the documentation provided to the SID office or will take care of it. It's been moved, it's been seconded, and without any further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, like sign? Super, unanimous, we've got that taken care of, I'm really happy, and we can move forward on this. Thank you, Phyllis, for all your hard work and your input on that.
One more thing. Welcome, Lauren. Good hire. Great decision.
Okay, the next item on the list is review and discuss the proposed purchase of one or more automated external defibrillators, also known as AEDs, for the pool and other district facilities. At last meeting, Commissioner Myers said he had some information and he would be gaining more. At this point, I'm going to yield the microphone to Mr. Myers so we can expound on this in greater detail.
Since the last meeting, we did discuss it, and we decided to table it until this fall, like September. So I am planning on hopefully the September meeting to bring all of that up in more detail. We can discuss it.
So you have budget items too, because we need to, because when I look at this stuff, and I have spent a lot of time doing this kind of thing, we need to have high, medium, and low bids for the level of information that we need. So we need to get it in time to get it in the 27 budget so we can get them ordered when they go on sale in January.
I have a couple already. month.
Yeah.
Brent, same with the lightning ones, and that's
Okay,
next month.
all right. Two birds with one stone there. Okay, next item, general business, review and discuss the fall craft fair event insurance. Do we have something blanket in that regard, Susan? Have you?
Lauren sent me something I didn't look at yet. I'm sorry.
Good.
She checked with our insurance company, structured property is covered but not the event. We need the municipal, that new general liability, so we have to talk to somebody else, and I have not.
We've had a lengthy discussion about event insurance.
Okay.
We've researched that, not for this, I didn't even know we was going to do this today, but there are insurance companies out there that do strictly event insurance.
Like one day. Like
Yes, 1 day, 2 days, and it's about $25 a day
Yeah.
for event insurance. And we need to look at that, not just for this event, but we need to look at that for golf events, for if we were to hold an event like they went to, she was talking about they went to these tournaments. If we hold a tournament, then our insurance will not cover the people, but it will cover our building. And so to relieve us of some liability, you never get relieved of all liability, but if that will relieve us of some liability if we will implement into, and actually is another thing I was going to talk about, and other businesses, is including in our event calendar, then our event, when someone leases something that has an event, we have updated that a little bit to where it includes that they must have that event insurance in order to have an event on our property.
So if someone comes to SID office and wants to have an event of any kind on the district property, they need to, the onus is on them to get the special event permit. I want to know, I would like Lauren to look into this, or Jan, whoever has the time to do it, to look at blanket coverage, because I'm sure it's really, really reasonable. If we, to look at the cost for a year, if it is really, really cheap, I mean, we could have blanket protection, but if it's more of a hassle or expensive than it's worth, then to keep the monkey on the back of the people that are going to hold the event. So I just like to drop that in your lap, Lauren. Thank you. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
So, and I'm hearing that for the craft fair in November, that it would be on us to get insurance, or because it's an SID sponsored event, well, all of them will be sponsored, so we
Well, I
would
think-
have to get that 2-day insurance.
Well, what we've started research on is that, yes, the event people will be responsible for that fee, but it hasn't been decided yet because it depends on the type of event, how long the event is.
It's kind of just blanket, because our general liability insurance is different than one that open to the public. So different on how it's executed is that the event organizer or vendor is responsible for acquiring that insurance. It's just a very simple, it's called special temporary insurance, and it's based on a day at a time, and then it expires.
So the first $30 or $50 that we take in for registration will go to pay for that, and we need to come up with some kind of agreement when we do our next event that the planners of that event promise to pay or pay with their registration fee. So
We're talking about specific events like this.
yeah,
I'm not, like there are parties sometimes, or.
Private parties.
Private parties?
Yes.
Is that different?
Well, so it actually, we originally thought that it was different, but ultimately it's the same, it should fall under the same category. So we feel like it would be
just thank you in advance for your due diligence and digging in the top, bottom, left, and right of all this, and then presenting us with the best plan of attack for that. And, Commissioner Morris is acting general manager. He will inform us all when you come up with something, and thank you for that.
With the added insurance to events like the wedding reception, stuff like that, we may have to revisit the rate card, that kind of stuff. If the insurance is going up a good amount, it may affect that.
Yes.
That could hurt it might.
Well,
It's
If we pay for it,
if we're gonna pay for it, it's
It'll
gonna
have to
go
go
up
up.
$25 or $50 or $75 across the.
but we were just talking, when we discussed it, we were talking about just maybe finding, and we don't know exactly, this is still illegal right now, but we were talking about maybe if somebody said, well, I don't know where to get that, but if we could gather a list and put it out there, hey, if you want to be on this list, and, we'll put, and just giving people a list, here's 15 places that you could get it, or you might get it from any other, but not every insurance agent sells that kind of insurance. It's a specialized type thing.
It seems like something we ought to just build into our, when you read the rules for how to have an event, that one of the requirements is you will pay this special insurance for this special event.
And well, it's not something that's off the wall either, that's happened. Majority of venues and facilities require this. So the majority of people are expecting that. I mean, I'm not saying it's not law, it's not anything like that, but it is not a type of subject.
Okay, super. Well, it looks like you got a little bit of homework. We'll have some more research on this, and we'll go into that in a greater moment. Quick question?
But I have the insurance company our search and rescue goes through, covers our events and functions and all that. I'll give it to y'all after the meeting.
Thank you very much.
Just reach out to Lauren, come visit her at the office and show what you've got. We'd love to hear it. Thanks, Dave. Okay, anything else on the insurance if we move on to the next whole business? Next one, business. Review and discuss the district's quote sticker pricing and policies. Commissioner Myers just reminded me that would be in the same basket as the September conversation with the first two things
You
we.
realize next month is September, right?
Yes, it is. We'll be ready for that.
Holy cow.
Summer's almost gone, folks. I can hardly wait. Anyway, next item is review and discuss the city's request to purchase common area land surrounding the Cherokee Village Animal Shelter. The mayor and I have been working on that. He is still waiting for the surveyor to do what he needs to do to stake out the ground, let us approve the amount of ground that they want to get, calculate what that cost is going to be, where we can sell it to them at a very fair price, and then they can fence it off and they can be fully responsible for that, because that area is where their septic tanks and their leach fields are, and they need to be, they're already mowing it and taking care of it, but we want to make it legal and make sure that we've dotted our I's and crossed our T's. So that will be at the September or the October meeting, depending on how long it takes to hear from the surveyor. Is there any other old business, commissioners, that I have overlooked? You want to be on the golf committee?
No, I don't want to get a review with the golf committee. I can just,
When we get to the end of the meeting, we have comments at the end.
I gave
I have to raise.
You have what?
Rates. So at the end of the meeting, when we have our 3-minute comments, we can get caught up with that. All right, thank you. New business. Let's see, the first thing here, guidelines for office personnel regarding personal vehicle use, insurance, and IRS options for mileage reimbursement. Commissioner Myers, have you been working with the office on this one, or with Steve Morris? Okay, go ahead, take it away.
Back in February, when we were not in charge, I found out that we have no current mileage reimbursement for our used to do it, we had done it for years apparently. So looking into it, it's pretty simple stuff. All the municipalities and across the state, everybody does mileage reimbursement. The most common in
When
these.
did we stop doing it? Because I,
Jan-
Let's see, it's given $50 a month for mileage.
and didn't we pay, when you would make a Salem run, didn't we pay you something? We didn't? Okay.
So one of the ways is a flat monthly, like we used to do with Betsy. That is not most common throughout the state with municipalities. Now, we do not fall under municipal league rules, so we're a little bit more. We have a little bit more flexibility in that, but still, the most common is just to adopt the standard IRS reimbursement at whatever that rate is currently. But to do that, we need you to log it, keep a logbook. We need your proof of insurance. Most municipalities, except the larger ones, most rural municipalities here, and again, we're not a city, we're quasi-governmental, but looking at that compared to everybody else, small rural areas, most of them just want the basic required Arkansas insurance to $25.50. Larger municipalities all want their employees to have and provide to us 100 or 300, but that is not the norm for small communities like ours. So I don't want our employees doing that with their personal vehicles. It's just an easy thing. I am suggesting that we discuss and vote on putting this into practice as soon as possible.
So what exactly is the proposal?
The proposal is to adopt the standard reimbursement mileage, meaning they write down their miles. How many miles did you drive back and forth to the courthouse?
There's also
and we are reimbursed they will get reimbursed at the going standard IRS rate, and that changes every year. It's set for 12
And
months.
isn't there minimum insurance required for that too?
That's right. That's what I just said. We need them. We don't want employees.
Is that an IRS
Making
standard?
that's pretty much it. Look, we don't want
If somebody
employees
wants to
who do
go
not.
research it, what are they gonna go research?
There is a special insurance.
Okay, just because somebody's gonna question how we're doing it, why we're doing it, what our reasoning is, so.
I think that would be a good thing to give to Lauren. Lauren, you need to do that.
There is,
Sure, put it on my list.
well, I'm so glad to hear.
That's why we hired you.
Firsthand. But I think, we're all, if we're driving on public roads, we're all required to have insurance in the state of Arkansas. But not everybody follows that. And so we need to protect our liability. And so we'd like you to look into like a minimum blanket policy for people driving their car for,
The standard IRS mileage reimbursement.
I'm talking insurance, not the reimbursement.
No, I know that.
Okay.
But to do that, that person is driving in their vehicle. Has nothing, that's the whole point. It has nothing to do with our insurance. They have to provide proof of their own car insurance.
Correct.
That's it. It's pretty simple stuff.
But if they're doing
But if there's an accident on
company business, then there is some exposure for the SI.
Right, and what I was saying is most of the rural communities in this state only require the minimum 2550. A lot of them, more traditional, getting reimbursed with, if you're getting your mileage reimbursed, you're working with a company, it's usually 100, 300 something.
So decide, but before our September meeting, can you have that? Because we're gonna talk this to
Yes,
them.
that's true.
Whatever the standard going rate is, we don't need anything anymore, any less.
Yeah, I think that standard rate includes part of that is what they call insurance. That's all that's figured in. Gas,
Current rate is
wear and
7.
tear of the car, insurance, all that is figured in on that. I was in the school business and we got reimbursed this way. And I'm sure that that's the same way that Susan gets reimbursed if she has to go do something for that. So, yes, we just instead of sitting there beating it, we don't know the answers, we're not the experts. If Lauren can get in touch with the experts,
And then y'all be careful
there it
driving
is.
between now and the time.
Susan, the reason the rate changes every year with the IRS, gas prices up and down, your car insurance up and down, it all takes that into account. So as long as they have the proof of insurance, which we need, but we'll need to decide on what that level is and more to look at.
And kind of to ease your mind, I'm making all those trips now, so it'll be me, and if I have a wreck, it'll be me, and I'm not worth anything anyway, so it won't cost you anything.
Worth something to the commission, so don't sell yourself short. So we have to, in my mind, Lauren, there's two items. There's the insurance and there's the IRS deduction. So we're gonna have everybody keep a little black book in their car. They're starting at any mileage, and once they fill out the report, I'm sure you'll come to a good conclusion for whatever is gonna make it easy for you and not an extreme burden.
And
Let's
another
just
line
stay
on
there.
payroll, and another line on budget, and another income, and another expense.
There's a whole lot of things. But
We've got
we'll
talent.
work through it. I think it's a great thing
Yeah.
to have people that can and will do that. It's a normal part of public business.
Okay, all right.
It's something that was overlooked that
Yeah.
we need to address.
Okay, so we've got a lot to do. We'll catch up with this at the next meeting, I'm sure. Moving on to the next item here for new business, Commissioner Myers, CDSID website update.
Real quickly, a lot of people have asked the new website since it's been up since April. Everything, it's updated constantly. But, are we getting visitors? Before it was live, because we had that old website that just wasn't doing anything, it was getting, honestly, 25 to 100 visitors a month. Jumped to today, we're now getting between, depending, the summer was pretty busy, but now we're 700 to 1,000 unique visitors per month. So people are looking at it. And what I was looking at was the logs the other night, just curiosity, at the cat, I went down the rabbit hole. What are people looking at besides and two ways, going to cdsid.org and then searching, or searching in Google and it pops up to a page. Besides the main contact page, where to call, the #1 visited page, whether they went to the website and searched or they went from Google direct to search, it wasn't even close. Golf courses. Second was contact. Where do we call? But I just found that interesting. But like I said, the second page, the second place pages and the third place pages, it wasn't even close. I mean, like 20%, if it was 100 golf, second place was, 18 or something like that. It was not even close. I just found that interesting.
Yeah, that is really fascinating. I appreciate you keeping your finger on the pulse of those metrics, because that lets us know, everyone here as property owners and as commissioners, that the golf courses are near and dear to everybody's heart. We need to pay close attention to that. So that is valuable information, and I'm sure you'll let us know if we deviate or something else comes up. That's great. I'm thankful we got the new website. Hopefully everybody's finding it user-friendly. Next item on your new business is the status of the amended 2024 transparency report. Commissioner Morris, I know that you got this well in hand. Do you have some brief comments on how close we are?
We have already got the 2025 submitted, approved. It's there. 2024, I've been working on it for the last 6 days with the office, everyone in the office working hard to get these amended things on the report where we are transparent, and that's our goal, is to make sure from this day forward and that is, we are right now meeting that goal as we go. The 2000, we had to go back and get some of those brought up to date. This month was the 2024 report. We are 2 documents which should be in the office first thing in the morning, that we will have all the information gathered for the 2024 report. It will go in to our attorneys, be put together, sent off, and we will be up to date on that. I think our cutoff date is the 28th, 29th, somewhere in that 27th. So we're going to be way ahead of that schedule, and after that day, we will have 30 days to do the next one, which will be 23, and I will start immediately on that one and get that information in. We're well in line to get those finished like the judge asked us to do.
Thank you, Commissioner Orix, for that great report. I appreciate it. Let's see. Nick, Commissioner Smolson, did you have a...
I said new staff. Oh, yeah. I thought that was on the first.
Okay.
I just took that opportunity.
All right. Next item under new business, a report from me on the status of the bylaw review. We've got 2 sets of attorneys, Caldwell, Grooms, and Tull is our litigation team that has helped us with our lawsuit, and Barrett Moore out of Batesville from the office of Blair and Stroud is our transactional attorney. He is helping us with all of our day-to-day stuff, keeping us between the guardrails as we go forward. He's a very busy man, which is a great thing. He's a very good attorney, but he's very busy, and I emailed him. I've had 2 written requests into him in May and then again in mid-July, and for getting the bylaws to a point where we can start talking about it. I haven't heard a peep. I'm a little disappointed in that. I asked him before our July meeting. I said, I know this is really short notice, but I would sure like to have a report for the property owners on our August 17th meeting, which is today. I do not have that. What I'm going to ask my fellow commissioners to do at this point is I would like to have each of you call his office or email him and talk to him and say, we need some action. I mean, I am obviously not the right voice for this, and I would love to see a team effort here to go forward and say, Mr. Moore, we want to work on our bylaws and code regulations before Christmas. Please help us out. So that's all I'm going to say about that.
But let me add that tomorrow I will deliver that transparency report to his office personally. I'll see if I can talk to him a little about that, see where we really are.
That would be great. I can't wait to hear back from you on that one. Speaking of more, have we gotten any invoices from him for payment? Because I know
I don't think so.
the last time I talked to him, there was an outstanding bill of like $8,800. And that's not something that I just want to sneeze at and hope it goes away. But if he hasn't gotten that bill to us, I don't want things just to go on and on, month after month, and let it pile up. And then have a Christmas surprise where I'd rather spend $40,000 on a bunch of Christmas trees than decorate the SID rather than pay him. So I just want to let you know that I will be Mr. Orange and myself will be talking to you about reaching out to him for his bill, because I know he's got some money he wants, he just hasn't asked for it yet. Okay. That about does it for new business. Commissioner Rorix has something that he wants to present to all our fellow commissioners.
What it is simply a new version of our incident report. Lauren has come in and we and her have discussed. I got my background in law enforcement, and incident reports are a big part of law enforcement and making sure you get all the information that you need on an incident that takes place. And when I talk about an incident, I'm talking about if somebody gets hurt out here on the golf course, if somebody gets hurt in a fitness center, and those kind of things. Making sure that you have enough information to make sure you are covered in what with information. It's a template that makes it easier to fill out that information on what took place, where it took place, why it took place, the conditions that were there, kind of like a police report that you would see. It's just an updated version of our incident report. I don't think it requires any action by us because it's not changed. We're not adding anything new to our repertoire. It is simply a more complete report than what we have been doing. So, yes, yes, and that is what she just said. The last thing on this, the last page that was added in here, is a manager's review, which means that if it happened out here on the golf course or the lakes or whatever, that Jeff would be in charge of making sure that we did get that, it is where it's supposed to be. It would come from him into the office, then it would have to be signed off on the person in the office to make sure that we did get all of those reports into the office and filed like they're supposed to be. Again, it's a liability thing. So, like I said, I don't think that it will require any votes by us, because all we're doing is making an incident report that is more complete.
I agree. The old version was pretty thin and pretty lame. The new version is 5 pages, and there's a lot of boxes to check. It takes away the ambiguity of the way we were doing it before, and I really appreciate what you came up with here. Thank you very much. I think that the devil's always been in the details, and as long as we're keeping track of the details, it's not going to come back to haunt us later. So I think this is an ounce of prevention's worth several dollars worth of cure. Always has been, always will be. Okay, thank you very much for that. And that is something that doesn't need a vote. It doesn't need commissioner action. It's just an internal office thing, but I'm glad we were able to discuss it. And thank you for incorporating that into our repertoire of things to do. Okay, at this point of the program, is there any other new business that we have failed to bring up, commissioners? Seeing as there is none, it's time on the agenda for commissioners' comments. Stephen, do you have any comments? Commissioner Works? Is that it? Okay. Commissioner Myers? Commissioner Jett?
You've heard, we can talk about it.
Commissioner Stolzman? All right. I've got a statement here that I want to read, and it's a little bit relevant to what we've been going through here recently. It's a statement regarding post-lawsuit activities. And as everyone is aware, the lawsuit is almost finished due to the settlement agreement. It's taken up an extraordinary amount of time and energy on behalf of all the commissioners. With that in mind, we're looking forward to taking care of the business of the Cherokee Village Suburban Improvement District without too many more major distractions. One thing I want to stress to everyone today is we are moving forward with an agenda to improve and enhance items that need our attention. Of course, in the era of transparency and openness, we want to engage with the property owners with open communications and cooperation. To prevent problems like we are coming out of right now, I want to assure everyone that as your commissioners, if you have issues, we want to make sure they are addressed in a timely manner. That goes for my fellow commissioners, that we all will be operating with open communication and cooperation, so there are no miscues or misunderstandings as we deal with internal or external issues. Our goal is to establish an enhanced era of trust and respect between your commissioners and the property owners, as well as between the commissioners themselves. As long as issues are out in the open and we can deal with them objectively, we should be able to avoid future legal entanglements that cost everyone time and money. As always, we welcome your input as property owners whenever you have items that need to be dealt with. And right before I came into the meeting this That's going to take, that's a 30 to 60 day process. But due to an intervention that was made on property owner Bill Owens, there was an amendment to his motion that was made, made earlier today. And due to the short time frame, it has to be heard, and there has to be 48 hours worth of lead time between that activity and court. So the judge was forced to put off our court appointment on Wednesday, the 19th at 10 a.m. to September 29th, Tuesday at 10 a.m. So we have, this is just pushed back, and there's nothing we can do about it. The court docket apparently is very full, and this is as soon as this can be heard. So the process is moving along, although at a slow pace. And I just thank everybody for the patience and their understanding. We're doing the best we can with the circumstances we've been dealt. It will come to an end soon, and I'm really excited about that. Life is going to get back to normal for your improvement district, and we're going to move this forward in a positive way. Commissioner Salzman, do you have anything to add on that?
Yeah, just, I know we are on our website, we are putting in an option to opt out with this settlement, and I would personally like to think that, this is my own personal opinion, that I think that each individual property owner should wait until the settlement is decided upon, signed, and sealed before they decide to start opting out or not opting out, and to take a good look at what it all means, just as a neutral stance on this. But I feel that every property owner should wait till the settlement is in writing before they make any other decisions on what they want to do about that. That's all.
Thank you, Commissioner Salzman. Thank you. There has been a lot of confusion about the opt-out situation, the way it was worded and the way it was presented. Just to make that short and sweet, and it explains in thorough, greater detail on the CBSID website. If you want the monies that you paid to the SID to remain with the SID, you can opt out of the class, so you're not part of that credit thing. If you want to have credit on your SID assessments, then you just leave it well enough alone, and it will automatically happen. Mike, do you have any, or Stephen?
I understand, well, if you said you opt out of class, you cannot opt out of a class lawsuit. You can only opt out of paying what that class would receive.
Yes, thank you for that clarity. So it's basically all about the money. And if you are happy with your money being spent on the Suburban Improvement District and the amenities that we're able to provide, that
On those past years.
yeah, on past years you've already paid voluntarily. If you don't want to credit, and if you just don't want to confuse it anymore, but if you opt out, then you are going to say, I'm happy with what I paid, and I'm going to leave it alone. And that's about the easiest way to put it. Okay. Now, property owner comments, limited to 3 minutes. If we have anyone that would like to step up to the microphone and talk about it, come on up.
Can I give him my microphone?
You're in a safe spot now.
I'm good. Just don't get in front of that.
Yeah. All right. Golf committee, we've had some activity, basically. We started a men's 9-hole golf scramble, very successful. That's been running for about 4 weeks. The coach shop's taking in about $200 to $400 a week extra, which is a good thing. We plan on doing more of these. We need some volunteers for the women's 9-hole golf scramble, and we need volunteers to run that. So whenever somebody steps up, we'll do that. Next year we have competitive golf, and it will require a handicap that's established by the GHIN handicap. You'll need 20 scores in before then, so I suggest that you get Okay, we have food truck on North Golf Course, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday, 2 weeks ago. Food truck ran out of hot dogs, and they stayed till about 4:30, so it was very successful. We'll try it again, but that particular food truck, the heifer, is not available. Now, I'd like to go in what the golf committee has been working on since the beginning of the year, and that's the rates and reviewing everything. Well, I'll probably go over my 3 minutes. Can I have additional?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Golf committee has been reviewing several items: the golf cart lease and agreement cost comparison, Cherokee Village green fees, and cart rental rates to other golf courses. Okay. During our review, we found most courses charge a green fee to play and a separate cart fee. Cherokee Village does not do this. The fee to play is included in the cart. Not having separate cart rental fee unfairly charges some customers for something they don't use. Okay. The committee recommends separating the cart rental fee and the green fees, decreasing the cart rental fee and allowing 2 people to share the fee, thus increasing more public play. If you don't have to pay as much for the golf cart, people probably go and play more. So that's what we're trying to do, is trying to increase the amount of people that are on that course and the income that's coming in from those golf rounds. So the cart fees is listed for two riders per cart. It can't be shared. If you do not want to share a cart, you pay the full cart fee. If there is an odd number in your group without a cart, the odd person pays only half the cart fee. It's only fair. Everybody else pays half. So, pro shop to ask how many in your group have check-in, so they'll control it, basically. Any person that walks will not be charged a cart rental fee or trail fee, except for tournaments. Private carts without a current trail sticker fee will be charged $5 instead of the current $10 fee. We don't want to penalize people to bring their own carts. Sometimes we run out of carts, so it's to our advantage to use other people's carts once in a while. So, and that doesn't happen very often. I've already checked on that. So, annual trail fee stickers can be purchased for $150, just like an annual call. Any person riding or driving in a private cart with a current trail fee sticker will not be charged a separate trail fee. Propose all trail fees be used for trails and not returned to the general fund. And that's a proposal. The other thing is the golf committee would like to establish the following rates as opposed to what we had before. Cart rental fees, $10 for 9 holes. You share those fees. $20 for 18 holes. You share those fees if you have 2 people in the cart. Green fees will be $15 and for 9 holes, and $30 for 18 holes. So the proposed per person rate with cart would be $20, $40, and if you play 36, it'd be $60. The old person per rate was 25, 45, and 65. So it basically reduced it by $5. But we'll get a lot more play, because that's what we're going after. Okay. And then non-PO property owners will be paying 30, 50, and 70. It'll be more than a property owner, just like before.
Is that it, Steve?
No.
Okay, well, that's 6 minutes worth.
Well,
Yeah, it's a very complicated process. The golf committee also proposed to move the twilight rate to 3 p.m. instead of 4 p.m. And retain the current youth twilight golf rates. So, and the 3 p.m. is basically so we can run evening programs and people can participate, just like we're making the $200 to $400 a night on the night. So that would be it. And then we want to eliminate the senior rate, and we want to eliminate the 5 green fee punch card rate because we've already reduced all the rates. So it's to reduce the loss income and tax, plus bringing special handling and security measures for these cards. The golf committee recommends the SIT board consider the following course of action with 5-round punch cards. Immediately post signs on the entry door in both pro shops that all existing 5-round play cards are valid until December 1st December 31st of 2026. That's the end of this year. Okay. Eliminate 5-round punch cards and charge the PO member rate. I mean, the PO members, right? So, if the cards are not eliminated, which we do not recommend that they not be eliminated, change the card's appearance to distinguish old cards that are missing, and a minimum place a use-by date on the cards. Review the current storage and handling procedures and place cards which represent income and taxes under lock and key at all times until they're issued. And then develop and implement a handling procedure with an electronic tracking system at each pro shop, so each shop knows who purchased the cards before they validate their use. They also, one other item, I don't know if you know that the golf course at Horseshoe, that's what I'm trying to think of. Horseshoe Bend is in really poor shape. It may not exist next year. But it depends on who they elect as mayor, apparently. But we would like to get those people to play here and, of course, get their money, right? So, what we recommend is to increase the golf income. The committee recommends Cherokee Village establish an annual non-PO membership here for $1,200 a year. That's $300 more than the current property pays. Okay. This would compete with the Melbourne Cooper Hawk golf course and be $300 more than the property. And just one last item. Okay, the problem we're having is we have a lot of people asking, is this course public? Well, it's not public, but we allow people to play this course. So I would like to ask the commissioners, I guess, can we basically take and put a sign below with existing signs that say golf course, south golf course, north golf course, and say public walk. That's your decision to make, but it helps to promote this golf course, these golf courses. So, all right.
Steve, thank you very much for...
Turn that off before you walk.
All right, thank you, Steve. So Steve and Mike. So being it's out at the end of the meeting, we've already got past the stage of dealing with this. We can take this up at the next meeting. committee, on the commission to help us get through this, because it sounds like it's heading the right direction, but I don't know all the nuances. So we are at the point where for more property owner comments. Do we have anybody else that wants to grab a microphone? Seeing as how there are no takers for that offer, future meeting considerations to be determined, and I'd like to entertain a motion for adjournment tonight.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Commissioner Lawrence to adjourn, second.
I'll second it.
Second by Commissioner Joe. All those in favor signify by saying aye.